kind of can get the same passion going for guitars that you can for cars.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's a lot of the same features. Like, there's so much that resonates between them.
Hey, James, man. Nice to meet you, man.
You too, brother.
Big fan, big fan.
Thank
and
you so
even
much.
bigger, now knowing you're a car guy. Well, actually, a truck guy. Truck and car.
Yeah, I like them all. Anything with a motor and wheels.
Kind of you're there, right?
Yeah.
It's good to be down here in Music City. And you got a couple pretty wild rides.
Yeah.
Each of them with like personal meaning.
Yeah, well, personal meaning, and they all have their own personality too.
Boy,
and
I'll
that's
say.
what I like about them.
Well, so we'll start here. This is a 66?
Yep, 66 C10.
C10. Classic.
Yeah.
But this has been in the fam for some while.
Yeah, you know what? My grandfather bought this at auction, I think 25 or 30 years ago, and I remember riding with him everywhere, all over those back roads
This
in
was
North
like
Dakota.
North Dakota.
North Dakota, yeah. So it's amazing that it's not all eaten away with salt and rust damage.
I am
but-
shocked, actually. So she's a pretty solid truck.
It is. It's really solid. You know, this white paint job my grandpa did himself. He shot it many, many years ago, and it's luckily he kept the truck in a barn, and so it stayed really nice. And I ended up spraying the blue later on and adding my own flair to it, but it's still really the truck's almost completely original.
The choice of blue as your accent, I think, is really cool. A lot of these you'd see would be red. You know, certainly, you know.
This one was red.
Was it, eh?
Yeah, it was. All the stripes and everything were.
But the blue just makes, I don't know, it just changes the whole character of the truck, I think.
I think it did too. You know, thank you for saying that, by the way. Yeah, I went through all these different color combinations. I liked the red because my grandpa had done that, but I'd seen it done so many times that I was like, something different that would make it pop. And especially since I was going with the wide white walls,
Yeah.
I knew that blue would really pop off this truck.
It does, and it gives it a really clean look. You got that low down, but you didn't chop it or anything. And it's another thing I like about it. The original interior, the one that was in there when your granddad had
That's it. My grandpa put the couple of tears that are in the seat, and to me, that adds character and adds vibe, and I don't plan on replacing it.
But you know, the stock dash and everything, and the 5-speed is really a nice touch, and a great lever too.
I think it's absolutely perfect for this truck. It makes it so where you don't have to worry about the bench.
Cool old tack. Is that an original or reproduction?
It's a reproduction of the old Suntax, and that's what was stock in these trucks were the Suntax with the V8s, but they never offered a tack for a 6-cylinder. But this tack right here is made to run with anything from a 1 to an 8-cylinder.
So you just dial it in right?
Dial it in and rock and roll.
Man, I just love it. I love it.
Thank you very much.
And then the keg gas tank there.
Yeah, you know, I always liked this look. You know, I always thought it was a cool thing to when they used to put them on the front of hot rods, the little tiny kegs.
Yeah.
I thought, well, you know, an old vintage keg, if I can find one and convert it into a gas tank, would be perfect.
So
for
this
truck.
is a period one?
It's a '61 Schlitz keg.
Whoa, the beer that made Milwaukee famous?
Yeah, exactly, that's it.
Wow. And this tailgate looks like it's in too good a shape. That's not original.
Oh, it is original,
Really?
actually, yeah.
They get beat up like crazy.
Yeah, you know what? This has seen a little bit of abuse. You could see where, you know, when they put the tailgate back up, that they caught the chain in the door.
But this setup, I mean, I haven't seen that they use that for years and years.
Oh, well, you know what? It's kind of tried and true. It
Well,
works, and why change it? Unless you're going for a custom look, I understand. But for me, like I said, with this truck, it's all about keeping it pretty stock.
And speaking of that, you've got the original engine in this, little inline 6.
Yeah,
right?
the little 250 straight
go look at
6.
that, baby.
All right. So here we get to the least glamorous part of the vehicle so far.
But you know, this is a truck you drive. It's the original engine.
It is the original motor. It actually runs great. It smokes just a little bit. But working on a new mill for this and picking up all the hot rod parts.
I saw you got all this great, you know, Offenhauser stuff. You got
man,
the
all
Weber
the
cars.
finned aluminum and you know, polished headers and the whole bit. It's all here and it's all happening. It's
But it's
just
not here.
in here yet. It's coming though.
It's just a matter of time.
Exactly.
She runs great, right?
Yeah, it runs amazingly well. I drive it all over town, almost, I'd say 4 or 5 days a week.
Could I drive it all over town?
I think you could. I think you could.
Close her up. Let's go for a ride.
Let's do it.
All right. So you've transformed this, you know, from pretty much a stock truck to the kind of dropped mile custom that it is, and I love it. She is a work in progress.
Yes,
you know?
she definitely is.
And then she got a little bit of smoke action, but that's because of a cam replacement that showed up a few other weaknesses.
Yeah, my old man came down. We put in this slightly hotter Clifford cam that we had picked out, and now I've got a truck that didn't smoke before. Now it smokes a little bit when I drive it.
But what a nice cam!
Hey, it picks up a lot better. I like the white walls. I like it lowered. I like the old school 60s look of that hot rod appearance.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to capture with this truck. The old Shannon cones. You know, it's just fun. You feel those bias plies when they go around the corner.
And now that she's lowered, you don't have the turning radius that you had when she was up high.
Not even close. No. Coming out of the garage can be a trick sometimes. It's a 5-6 point turn. No turn signals.
What?
It's right here.
It's right here.
Yes. I hang my arm out the window. That's exactly right.
So I guess you kind of have pretty much a car history. I mean, you're from kind of a car family.
I am. You know, this is what I do to get away from music and to find some time for just me, for doing what I love. And that's, you know, wrenching on this old truck. The wood that's in the bed back there is the original wood, and I'm going to try to keep that as original as possible, not replace any boards, clean it all up, and get the bed all put together the way it should be. I would have loved to have had the engine compartment ready when you got here. It's just wasn't in the cards. I've been busting my tail to make all this happen. So eventually the motor will be replaced or rebuilt. That was what I want to do.
That'll catch my eye.
Yeah.
More than, you know, somebody puts, you know, slaps in some big crate engine and, you know, blower and all that. Yeah, that's nice and that's cool. I appreciate that. But I really love a period inline six that's done up right. You know, it's cool. The stance really makes this truck though.
Thank you.
You know, it gives you that old school look.
Yeah.
It's a great cruiser.
It is, man. And in country music, you get a little crap when you lower a vehicle. Everybody wants to jack them up. I said, well, I got one of those.
Right.
I need one of the other.
I'm covering the full spectrum here. Well, you know, James, C10's a little bit smoky, but it's a lot of fun. That thing's a lot of fun. I enjoy driving that. This is completely different than that. You got a drop down, you know, kind of 60s custom C10. You got this gnarly K5 Blazer sitting up high.
Yeah, you know what? This is for a totally different mood. Like,
yeah, I can tell.
You can hop out of that one, go and kind of bruise up the streets in the pickup, and this one right here, you can go tear up the trail, and that's what I like about it.
But this is another one that you got a history with.
Yeah, you know, all of my vehicles kind of have a little bit of history. I have always loved these trucks. My dad had a 72 K5 Blazer when I was in high school. I was in love with it. He sold it out from underneath me. Didn't ask me, didn't do anything. He sold it.
What do you think it was? His Blazer or something?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I was driving it. It should have been mine. So yeah, he sold it, and I wanted another one really badly. And I joined the Navy right after high school. And when I got out, I had a little money saved, and I picked up a K5 Blazer and fixed it up, put a little bit of money into it. And then a couple years later, I moved to Nashville, or I wanted to move to Nashville. And I ended up selling that truck to move here. That was
you financed the move.
It financed my move to Nashville. And I always said if I ever was successful at all, I was going to buy myself another one. And
lo and behold,
that's where this comes in.
This is a 70?
It's a 70, yeah.
You've done some cool stuff. I mean, this is like a bed liner or something sprayed on your,
it's
what used to be Brightwork.
You know what we did is we took Line X and we lined all the bottom of the truck from all of the body lines down.
So you just like masked it off and?
Masked it off, shot it all, and then did all of the Brightwork, did all the custom bumpers in that, and then also shot the interior of the tub.
You know, it's a good look too, actually.
Thank you.
You know, I like you know, just Chevrolet's just kind of
peeking
through.
Right,
peeking through Line X. It looks good. It does look wild though.
Thank you.
I'm getting the feeling you're a Chevy guy. I don't know.
I'm a little bit of a Chevy guy. Yeah. It runs deep, my friend. It runs deep.
That's cool. And I like the wheels on this too.
Thank
These
you.
are kind of interesting.
Yeah, you know what? These are American Racing Mojaves. They're 20-inch, and what's great about them, they're Teflon coated. So again, it's all about how quickly you can get it clean once you bring it home.
Once you got it dirty, right?
Spray it off and go, and they're fun.
And your seats with the K5 stitched in it, These look like Recaros or something. Or, I mean, they're a racing seat of some
they're
sort.
a racing seat, and made for the 4-point harnesses. So in case you get a little too wild, you're still kept inside the vehicle because there is no ceiling,
But you went with autometer gauges. That looks nice, and I like the red and black interior setup.
Thank you. Yeah, I went with the red and black main theme, and then silver highlights throughout the truck. I thought that too much silver and too much billet aluminum, it would not look like a 4x4.
One might say sort of a groovy little summer truck.
Yes,
right?
you got it. That is exactly what this is.
Well, you've got it up here a ways. You put some fairly serious lift on it.
Yeah, 6 inches.
It actually feels like more than that.
It does. I think the 35-1250s probably helped that a little bit too.
Yeah.
And sitting next to the old C10 that's so lowered, it definitely exaggerates.
Well, what's funny about it is actually the top of the bed here is about the top of the roof on the
yes,
on the
yes,
C10. Yeah, and you would carry that theme through here with the bed liner bumper. I like that.
Thank you.
What I like about your stuff is you use it. These are drivers. They're fun.
Not a trailer queen in my bunch. None of them are.
Well, you can't have as much fun with those.
That's right. They look cool and they're fun to take to the show and roll off the trailer, but I can drive mine to the show and hang out and go look at all.
You can actually drive over several of the cars in the show.
Right, exactly. Don't get in my way.
No, not at all. Especially with that 396 under the hood.
Yeah,
right?
the big block adds
a little
lot
oomph
of
to
fun.
it. Yeah, let's go look at that baby.
Come on. So.
Oh yeah, now that's a little shinier than the C10.
Yeah, well, it's got a couple more years on it where I've been able to actually put a little work and a little money into it, and I'm only a year in on the C10. This is 7 years of hard labor, so. Yeah, spent a little time detailing and cleaning and getting parts.
But it's
pulled together.
pretty much a stock 396?
Not even close.
Oh, really?
No, it's a built 396. It's got a
Oh.
pretty radical cam. We got the serpentine system up front.
Oh, yeah.
The whole Edelbrock
I have to look over and get in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, there's not much stock about this truck at all anymore. And when you go off-road, you can't have any wimps out there. This is made to go do it.
It would just be wrong.
It would just be wrong. That's right.
Wow. Well, we don't want to, be wimps about this. Let's take this baby out and ride this thing around a little bit.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Far up.
Here we go.
Yeah, she sounds healthy.
Yeah, it is pretty healthy. It runs pretty good. This is a whole nother deal than the old pickup.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the second story,
Yes, you are.
Now, have you ever used this in any of your videos or anything?
I've not used it in any music videos yet. I haven't been able to do any of that like in an off-road kind of setting, but it would be awesome for a video. It's perfect for a top-down and wind in your hair kind of vibe.
Well, I've seen the Caddy in at least one of them.
Yeah, it's been in a couple videos.
It makes kind of a cameo appearance.
Yeah, I do that country soul sound, so the Cadillac really fits that vibe. This side of me hasn't really been exposed to the general public yet, the whole redneck side, but this is actually more me. It's made to run, and it's made to get out and tear up the hills of Tennessee, and it does that quite well.
Yeah, off-roading in this would just be a kick.
And it's the best. It's really made to get out in the dirt, and all of this carpet that's in here pulls right out like it's nothing, and underneath here is all sprayed in Line-X, so if you get muddy,
hose
just
it
come
out.
in with a hose and spray it out. I love this truck. This is actually my third K5 Blazer. I've always loved the C10 pickups, always, as you see my old C10. Yeah. But the 69 to 72, I think, is one of the best looking body styles ever.
I like the low profile cowl induction hood. You still got the look, but it's not sitting up.
Obviously, the look of that hood is a classic look.
Yeah, man.
But I also don't want to stare at it going down the freeway all the time.
This baby's a blast, though.
Oh, man, I love it. Got the sub built into the center console so you can rock and roll and not take up any space. It's got everything. It's got air conditioning, and it doesn't even have a top.
I noticed that. I thought, you got vintage air in this thing. Why? This neighborhood stuff's fine, but we ought to go off-road.
Yeah, hey, let's go. I know some places.
I bet you do. So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage with James Otto. Happy motoring.